So we are not part of their saga, and then we'll do that immediately. Please put that in now, sir, because I'm calling. Oh, okay, we have to release the station.
Was I muted? I was muted though, and I was doing all that drama. Wala. I was muted. Okay, let me act it again. They were saying Ned is a smart, there's a comment I was reading here. Okay, I'll go back. I have to act it all over again. Somebody said, can these people just go to court or do this case legally and do this case legally so everyone could be free? Okay, that's what somebody said. All right, so I now said, well, they will probably go to court, but they have to set it up properly because there's a good chance, considering Nigeria as a society, he has bought everybody over at the court. So they have to make sure it's set up properly, right? But you have to rest and be patient. And I said, because now the same people, they say he's a lawyer, he's a fine lawyer, he's a smart, intelligent lawyer. He knows what he's been collecting evidence since 1958. He knew that one day he will marry Regina. So he was collecting voters cards since 1958 for his Regina Daniels' wife. So because he knew that one day Regina Daniels will try to get him. So now he's ready. Anyway, the point is that they have to make sure that it's set up properly if they're going to go to court. That was what I was responding to. So sorry about that. But Marriott also says, why would our stage name be on our passports, right? But it's on the voter's card that was presented by Panet as the evidence that she's now today 27 years of age. I don't know what to believe, but I support Regina to be free. Or that's so sweet of you, Marriott. That's so sweet. Anyway, that's that one. Remedy blog. This is a disclaimer. All the fake stuff. I'm just reading some of the comments. So now another crime added to Chinedu's crimes is forgery. Senator, come and drag them because they believe that he has a case in courts. I personally don't think there's much case in courts. Okay, outside of fabricated nonsense, typical that they would do to punish the people they want to oppress, I don't think there's any case in court. This is a family matter. Outside of family court, there's no case. She's telling her story. You call it defamation because you're obsessed, because you think you know it all. In the real world, that's not how it works. She can tell her story because she was in that family and she was there for 6 years and she has children. So you might be silencing her. Okay. Let me see here. That's the disclaimer. That's all right. So the toxic. So that's the update. Just debunking the voters card. A lot of argument around the age. A lot of arguments around the age, essentially. First wife. This is Ned Regiна's first wife, barrister. No public record of the second wife. This is Aisha Nwoko, third wife. Okay. I see a pattern here. This Layla, fourth wife. Layla, fourth. Is Layla different from Lillian? Please, somebody help me. Is Layla different from Okay, let's keep going. So the 6 wives of Ned Nwoko. This is first wife. Ned Nwoko, first wife, Barrister Lily Nwoko. Why do their names all start with L? Except Regina. She's an epitome of beauty. Ned Nwoko sabi better thing. Okay. That's the first wife. There's no public record of second wife anywhere. But this is the third wife, Aisha Nwoko. Very private as well. And then coming up is Leila Sharani Nwoko, fourth wife, model, married in 2011, 4 kids from Morocco. Okay. And then that's the same person, right? Leila, right? And then there's a Lena, fifth wife. I didn't know about this person. Also from Morocco. I didn't know. Okay. Lena Nwoko, fifth wife. Oh, Dogu. Okay. And then, of course, Lena, this one, and then you have the sixth wife who has since scattered everything. This girl, she scattered everything. Well, she tried smaller. 6 years. And she said he slept with her every night. Well, when he's around, I guess, for all of 7 years. Yeah, they said he married 2 Moroccans. Okay. So, yeah, I think this is interesting. I think let me see what this person is saying.
Let's not beat around the bush. That's the reason for her age, for her to
Let's go back. Let's go again.
marry such a man. You should know it because of money. And
she said from her marriage to marry such a man, she knows it's because of money.
Her mother is the engineer, and that's the truth. So let's say it. So, but not because I'm a parent. So certainly there are some certain things your kids want to do. You are the number one person, especially if they are friends. And if you see Regina and her mom, they are friends. Yes. So immediately when Ned eye her, she come back and then, "Mommy, Ned, I knew." Then yes, that's what happened. So let's say it the way it is, because it's on social media. It's not that we are making it up. He said it himself. Then secondly, as a person, I don't know who Ned is. Then I want to explain something. Sorry to just a little story because I want to take it in a different way. I'm not siding anybody, but I just want you guys to understand that the guy has so much influence on Regina. Because for me, very dark man, sorry to bring him up, went to China. That man, is he Rose or what's his name? Regina married Ned because of his money. God bless you.
All right, so just another person dragging Regina. But let's be fair, they're also dragging Ned Nwoko. I think most of us agree that you should let her go. Just let her go, right? Just let her go. So here's what I want to do, ladies and gentlemen. To round up today, I want to share 8 lessons. 8 lessons. Because I don't know. I think we've exhausted this. So we should finish with solid lesson before we move forward. You know what I mean? So I'm going to pay the bills and then I'm going to come up with the lessons. All of us can gain good stuff from the lessons. I had shared a little small version of this on Uncle Bender's show, but I think all of us can learn from this. Okay. Yeah, I'll be right back.
This is Ola, man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag, yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So with all this brouhaha stories from all the saga, the series has been quite long. Regina Daniels, she no longer wants to be the 6th wife of Honorable Senator Ned Nwoko of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and he's been a big mess on the internet for the past several days. Since October 18, they've thrown each other under the bus. He's accused her of drug allegations, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, the fifth wife has come out and said and accused her of lesbianism, that she slept with every girl around her, that she also lured her into drugs, and she also almost lost her place in the marriage. And basically, I think we can conclude, we can probably safely conclude she's not going back. But hey, in Nigeria, anything is possible, right? So, but we've been covering it. We've talked a lot. There's a lot of things we've covered in terms of lessons and things like that. The general public outside of the Prestige family, they're focused on who has the best chance to win in court. I'll let them have that. Me, I'm not a lawyer. I am not a legal practitioner. I do not understand all the way how that thing works. I operate from a place of common sense, but at a professional level, I also tend to operate from a place of self-empowerment and emotional intelligence. So I'm going to be tackling this from that standpoint, okay? Not legalities. I don't know what anything can happen in court. Court completely depends on evidence. I do not need evidence here to extract these lessons. Okay? So without any further ado, let's get to some of these lessons. The first one is power is seductive, but it's fragile. Okay, power is seductive, but it's fragile. Okay, so obviously that's not one-sided. That's not a one-sided thing. There's power on both sides in a romantic relationship. There's power on both sides in a romantic. That's why they came together. That's part of the things that create attraction. But when relationship inevitably falls in a place of crisis, sometimes you find out very quickly that power is tilted to one side. And what side would that be? Well, there's usually somebody feeling abused, and the other person is not necessarily doing that intentionally. They might be doing it from a place of being vindictive, but they're not always self-aware enough to know that they're doing it. Sometimes they're being wicked. That's just minority of the time. Majority of the time, they're just also, it's a coping thing. They're trying to protect themselves, but inevitably they are being abusive to their partner. And most of us, we tend to focus on, when we find ourselves in that place, especially for the first time or first few times, we now start to look at our partners as the enemy. And when you look at your partners as the enemy, you feel attacked, and naturally you defend. And your defense is coming off as offensive on the other side. So now you have an effective basketballs, and it's going to take one person rising above the occasion. Majority of the world will wait for it takes two to tango. I cannot be fixing a relationship when the other person is not doing the work. The other person has given up a long time ago. They're probably just tired. A lot of times it's the man who gave up. Newsflash, a lot of times it's the man who gave up, actually. You call it silent treatment, but maybe he just can't get across to you and he's tired and he's given up on that. And he's hoping that maybe something will change one day. Well, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, that's called insanity. If you don't change it, it's probably not going to change. If anything, they will get used to your silent treatment, and then it becomes a very toxic cycle. But change is inevitable. Change is constant. So something is going to bust in there one day and destroy everything for Ona if you don't fix it. So don't think it's going to keep going like that forever. At some point, and some people already know that. Some people already kind of know that. So they're just waiting for the right time. That's why you have the empty nester. So power is, in fact, seductive. I digress. Power is seductive. And when you have people that have money, position, fame, for example, in the case of Regina, she has the power in the form of fame. They think they can control the outcome. They can have the illusion that they can control the outcome. And when you put that in the context of emotions and relationships, it's a very destructive thing. You know, power can be very destructive. So power without emotional intelligence is likely going to feel more fire, and probably the whole thing is going to crash and burn. So let's just keep that at the back of our mind. So it doesn't matter what side you fall on here. Don't think you're exonerated. Don't play the victim. Playing the victim is going to hurt you more. Because in love and war, I've said this a few times in this series, in love and war, all is fair. So I will say the same thing to Paned. Paned. I will also say the same thing. Let me remove this guy from the screen since we're not talking about him. This is a weirdo paystack guy. Give me 1 second, guys. Regina and Nedu Nwoko. The second lesson here, real quick, while I'm doing that, is this. In the social media age, silence is strategy. Okay, silence is not just as simple as let me be silent. Silence is not just as simple as let me speak louder. You need strategies around that. You need to have strategy around that. Particularly if you have a lot to lose. The more you have to lose, the more. So if you have reputation, if you have friends that you wouldn't want them to see certain information on the internet, it's very important that you don't just jump on the internet and start, quote unquote, telling your story. You have to be careful with that. Now, I have said that Regina probably needs this noise because of how powerful that man is when it comes to politics in Nigeria and when it comes to how dysfunctional Nigerian politics is. She probably needs to make that noise, but they still need to draw some kind of strategy around that, because if they don't, these people can be cold and heartless. But the same thing, the same advice will go for Uncle Ned. For Uncle Ned in 1960, these stories, of course, you will be able to control the narrative by simply releasing a few statements that will be published. It will probably go far as you want, intact. Nobody would have touched the information. But this time and age is a little bit different because everybody has these devices. Everybody is a media house. And the stories that you're trying to control is no longer just something you can't control in that way. You need strategy around that. Okay, every screenshot, every VDM style screenshot, as much as I know that the majority of those screenshots are made up, they're stupid, they're not evidence, but they are powerful because they do control the narrative more than you can control the narrative. So all you need is VDM to slap one screenshot on top of his head like this. A bunch of rattles will take and run with it and becomes the truth. Somebody said, that's so stupid. That's the worst I've ever heard. What do you mean the truth is the truth? It's not going to be truth. No, you're delusional. That's what you are, delusional. Okay? The reality is that everything you call truth today is been formulated, it's been pre-programmed over a period of time. And if you can't see that far, exactly. Exactly. So any form of screenshots, emotional posts will become global evidence. That's the reality today. Even if it's not truth, they become evidence. And the internet does not have a forget button. There's no real delete button in this internet spaces. All we have is receipts. Let's move on to lesson number 3. This is valid for all of us. Okay. Entitlement ruins empathy. What do I mean by entitlement ruins empathy? Whether we're talking about Uncle Ned's feelings, his followers' feelings, which they claim it doesn't exist, he said the rest of us should not get sentimental and emotional. Okay. Whether we're talking about any of those feelings, okay, the entitlement to control, okay, I know Nigeria still has a lot of the just control your wife and you still, okay, one day for the owner, every day for the thief, okay. The entitlement to this idea of fairness is going to destroy empathy. Okay. Both sides lose humanity in the name of they want to play fairness because they can't see, they lack self-awareness, right? Entitlement will blind reflection because you feel entitled to another person's life. You're unable to reflect. Okay. When you're in a romantic relationship and you're going back and forth in all of these arguments, right? Everybody wants to win, right? Everybody wants to win. But guess what happens? Nobody wins when the family feuds. These are ancient sayings. They are timeless. It doesn't matter what era you find yourself. Even in the digital era, it is still true. Probably more so true than before. We're still human beings. Media is still media. Yes, it's now everybody's a house, a media house. But nonetheless, these concepts are still true. They are timeless. Let me quickly move on to lesson number 4, reputation management. Okay? It's not the same. It's not equal to truth management. Okay? Reputation management. Reputation management has nothing to do with who's telling the truth. Again, digital era. Okay? Your reputation is just that flaky. The very fickle. Okay? Very, very fickle. You as the most powerful in the two equation, because I did another video where I talked about who is the biggest manipulator, because there has to be one manipulator in what we're trying to extract as lessons here. Reputation is not the same thing as truth. Okay, that's why we have what we call media. When you rush to the internet, if you have any level of power, if you rush to the internet, so it's not even just the person with the greatest power, forget that part. If you have any kind of power, quote unquote reputation, your image, and you rush to the internet to go and defend your image, you're going to collect. You go collect. Okay? What you will end up doing is you will end up confirming people's suspicions. Because the people already made up their mind oftentimes what they think. For those of you who are emotional, calling yourself logical, okay?
You doing what?
People already made up their mind what they think. So you defending whatever you call your truth is just you confirming their bias for them. You're making it easy for them.
You are a mumu man.
Okay? You're making it easy for them. Don't rush to the internet. The internet is a form of media. It's a very dangerous media. It's a double-edged sword. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to cut yourself. And that goes majorly for you old people who think you can silence people. Particularly for you. Okay? People believe what they already believe. They are not the court of law they believe. But guess what? Their influence is powerful in the courts too, just in case you're delusional about that one as well. Okay, because it's human beings that will sit on those benches assessing whatever evidence you think you bring to those tables. That's why the court will say you're not allowed to talk in public. Sometimes if they see that it's too sensitive, it's too delicate, they'll say you're not allowed to talk in public, because then they can file what they call a contempt of court against you if you say anything. But the court also knows they can't stop the internet. So you as one individual cannot stop the internet. The only thing you can stop is yourself from keep fueling the internet. So they both need strategy again, because this idea of obsession with truth, you're going to tarnish and destroy your reputation because you're fueling the fire of the worst things against you that you're trying to defend. This one is key. This one is a major key. Let's move on to number 5. Shout out to Decamp Baniebo, says we need to see Regina birth certificate. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. When we do see it, we will review it, right? Number 5, marriage isn't ownership. This one should be obvious. We were talking about marriage all along. We're not talking about a court case between two random people. They were married couple. They have 2 kids. Everybody forgot about that. They started taking sides. This is why we tell you this all the time. Stop taking sides when it comes to conjugal matters. Stop it. This is why they will make up and then you become the enemy because you were picking sides.
Sorry.
Anyway, I do does not mean you own a person. In fact, when you said I do, you did not know shit and you were not doing shit and you're about to discover another phase of your life, and God helps you don't end up in divorce in 6 months' time or 8 years average lifespan of a marriage. Okay? You don't own them. Slow down completely. You have to love in a way that the other person feels free. Okay. And if you want to call it love, it must foster connection, not control. Okay. Controlling disconnects you from your partner. Controlling attitude disconnects you from your partner. You need to go and learn the difference between control and influence. What you want to have is the latter. Okay. Control is not something you decide or define. It's your partner that will tell you if you're controlling or not. And sometimes they will tell you a lie because they are also still actively trying to protect your feelings, particularly if you're like a Ned Nwoko who gets butt hurt very quickly by his wife. If you're that kind of person, the wife is going to protect you for a while, but eventually, kasalama for, eventually she'll gain courage. Especially in this era where the internet is going to present as a listening ear, a fake listening ear. She might gain some courage and then dump your ass like the rest of the 90% of women that are dumping men, initiating divorce. And then you come back and cry, I want to stop it. And then you play victim and then it gets worse. I'm telling you right now, there's no talking points you want to talk to me that we haven't heard already before. There's nothing new under the sun. The only thing you can do here is take a focus on yourself, work on yourself so that more people will want to be around you than running away from you. Okay? So stop the idea of ownership. How do you know? Well, I'm not trying to own. I'm not talking about your intentions. Your intentions, instantly, as soon as you express them, they end up straight in the poto. I know you're a good person, you have great intentions, but your behavior is coming off as controlling to other people. Yes, they are liars too. They won't tell you the truth until sometimes it's too late. I know. Are you not supposed to read minds?
Not be juju be that.
I think you need to figure that out. You will need to figure that one out too. Okay, manipulation is not something you define by way of your intentions. I know you're a good person. I know you have good intentions. It's not good enough to just know your intentions. If your partner is saying they feel manipulated or they're acting like it, that's your source of truth when it comes to this topic. If you're struggling with that, you're discounting psychology, okay? And I feel sorry.
He shock you.
I feel sorry for you. You're discounting psychology. You're discounting emotions. Emotions no be your mates. You will end up in
McDonald's.
All right, so let's move on to number 6. We're doing it, guys. Social proof is not real proof. Okay, so let's reverse that real quick. Remember, we say reputation, truth are two different things. There are millions of monitoring spirits. We call them followers. 15 million on Instagram. All those 15 million people are following Panet too. He has only 1 million, but they're following too. 8 million on TikTok alone. Okay? They can't save you from a broken home. Last, you need strategy. You need to be careful with online applause. Okay? Online applause does not heal offline pain. Please know this and know peace. Any solution you get from using the opportunity of your online followers, they're all temporary. They're short term in nature. They can work, like I said. Regina might need that short term. Long term, she will need strategy than just jumping on the internet and just talking anyhow. But I get what she's doing right now against a Ned. Ned is a very powerful guy. He has a reputation. He has a pattern. We've reviewed all of that. Okay, he has this pattern of arresting people, even if he's in favor of Regina sometimes in the past. But it's dangerous. Social proof is not real proof. Anything you get from social media, they're usually short term in nature. Please be careful. Please be careful when you run into this internet streets and you start thinking they love you. They do love you. They love you, but there's a big old but. I would just be careful with that. Every solution you get from the internet or any kind of public space, they're all temporary. The only work you're going to do or solution you're going to get that's permanent will come from the inside out. They have to align with the inside. If it involves the need for validation from the public, from the social media all the time, yeah, it's going to backfire.
Sorry.
All right, so where is Twice? I haven't seen the video from Twice in a while. Oh, I hope it's okay. Let's move on to number 7. The real court is public opinion. I know this is the part where I say, which one are you saying, Gogo, exactly? You seem like you're contradicting yourself. Okay, let me help you. Isolate each one of those lessons if you need to. Okay? Isolate them if you need to. The reality is that in 2025, social media is its own courtroom. Even though I said short term, but there's a short-term impact that have the power to destroy the rest of your life if you're not careful. It's the same talking, it's the same thing I'm saying. Okay? The same thing I'm saying. I'm just saying be careful. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Engagement. If your story is wide enough to create engagement, comments, thousands upon thousands of comments, including the ones that say, I'm tired of saying this. I'm tired of saying this. Can this one leave my timeline? Those people, yes, they're the most dangerous ones. And you know what the sentence is, right? Yeah, cancellation. Cancellation. It happened to Bill Cosby. It happened to Diddy. Somebody said, but that's in America. That cannot happen in Nigeria. No, that's what America thought at one time. America thought that too, up to recently. This last one right here, Diddy was invisible. Nobody was touching that guy. Are you kidding me? He was bread and butter for big, powerful people. Nobody was going to touch him. That's what power does. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. They're there. So these stories, they don't go viral just because they're celebrities. No, it's because we can relate. Don't deceive yourselves. It's because we all can relate in one shape, form, or the other. We can relate at some level. It's either you feel like these women are getting away out of control, or you feel like men are controlling. It's one of the two. That's why they go viral. It's because you can relate at a personal level. Stop the absolute cap.
Stop the cap.
So with that being said, let's move on to last but not least lesson. Healing is winning. Actually, healing is greater than winning. The obsession to win, the obsession to be right is destroying marriages left and right.
Oh, you're right.
People would rather be right than be connected. There's a video I released earlier today. Go watch it. It's a short video. It's called I Married for the Wrong Reason. Yeah, there's no celebrity names in it, so they're not going to push it to you. Go and find it. It's on the channel. Okay? It's a short video. It's very important to watch that video. Marriages are destroying for 2 reasons. The 2 main reasons why marriages are destroying left and right. There are many, many reasons. Of course, they will tell you that it's infidelity, finance, and irreconcilable differences. That's what the courts will record, of course. But there are two reasons when you go beyond the symptoms. When you dig in deeper, there are 2 main reasons. What are the reasons? Unrealistic expectations and pride. Okay, there are 2 parts of our 4 focus points. You see it on the screen. Friendship, sex. Okay, focus on that. If you're in a marriage, focus on that. Yes, too. But as far as on the negative side of things, 3 and 4, expectations and pride. We all need a certain healthy level of ego, but like everything else, when it's too much, is destroyed. When it hides in a blind spot, when you think I'm really a humble guy, I'm not really a prideful person like that, that's actually can be worse sometimes. That can be the worst type of pride sometimes. Because that statement is actually coming from a place of pride. But let's translate that all the way into a marriage. The need to be right, the obsession with being right is anti-seductive behavior.
You're right.
If you are that right, you shouldn't need validation. You shouldn't need the other person to be right. Okay? If it's a matter of safety, physical safety, you should protect them. Yes, sure. If it's a matter of opinions, it's a matter of they just need to be right, allow them to be right now. Look, check yourself. Why is it that you struggle with not allowing them to be right? You feel like you're going to become a doormat. You feel like they always get away with it. Then if that's the case, if it's a always, which I think is a lie, anytime you hear anything always or never,
why the fuck you lying?
You always do this, you always do that.
Abba, you lie. Sabi lie.
It's a lie by default. You need to self-reflect a little bit more. Let's get down to the truth. But those are the two destructive behavior in relationship. Healing is greater than winning. You don't need to win. You already won. They're in a relationship with you. Focus on healing. It doesn't matter what phase of the relationship you're in, dating, relationship, talking stage, marriage, divorce, trying to remarry, try to do it right. It doesn't matter. All those things are just labels. If you want to do it sustainably over a period of time, a lifetime, hopefully, if you want to do it, focus on healing. Human beings, particularly, especially the one that love you the most, or they claim to love you, they will hurt your feelings sometimes. And when you resent, if it's bad enough, you resent and you're operating from that place of resentment, yes, you're going to self-destruct. You're going to destroy yourself.
Sorry.
You're going to destroy that relationship. Maybe you even feel like you don't need that relationship anymore. It's irrelevant. You need a relationship with yourself, a healthy relationship with yourself, because that's what is actually attracting everything that you're having in terms of experience. So it's not even about the other person. It's just that now you feel the need to focus on the other person because you feel they hurt your feelings. Hurt people. So you put all your focus, you put it on them. And you're justified. Remember, I told you already.
You're right.
You're right. But right people end up in divorce court all the time.
They use your function to play.
There are all kind of people who are right in divorce courts. I'm not asking you to take the high road. We go low, we go high. No, I'm telling you as an individual, put all the focus back on yourself. For once in your life, stop trying to prove yourself. Stop trying to bring out evidence for people who already made up their mind.
You think they're wise?
Stop it. We all do it, though. I'm just reminding us. I was talking to a person yesterday who I counsel, of course. And she lied. She told this lie. She had messed my reputation up there. She had told this other person, like, why are you chasing your own tail? Why are you doing this to yourself? Don't you think you deserve peace of mind? Don't you think you too, for once in your life, instead of trying to prove yourself so badly, don't you think you deserve this? The so-called soft life, peace of mind. They already made up their mind. If there's any kind of change of mind that's going to happen, it's not going to be by your effort of trying to prove yourself. In the same spirit you're trying to prove yourself, you collect records of wrongdoings, and then you expect love to thrive. Oh no, you forgot about love already. you already
I never spelled it.
you already told yourself there's no such thing as love. Love is a scam. I know. I know. Yeah.
Halfway.
Like I said, you're a liar. Like the rest of us, you are lying to yourself.
Abba is a lie. Sabi lie.
You crave what you crave. You crave connection like the rest of us. You want it so badly, you just don't know what you're doing. That's what's happening. You just don't know what you're doing. It's very simple. Where do I start from? Start from yourself. Start from yourself. If you think you're right, you're already right. Believe it for once.
Oh, you're right.
Just believe yourself for once. Just believe it for once. You're right. You're not in court. No, at least not yet. You're not in court. Just tell yourself like you're good, you're solid, you're upright. Whatever you need to tell yourself, affirmative things you can tell yourself. Go on ChatGPT, Google them, things you can say to yourself. And then you start to see that your mindset will start improving small by small. And then people will start seeing it in your life. And they want to be a part of that. They want to replicate it. They want to copy you. They want to be a part of taking care of you. But you don't take care of yourself. You walk around, you talk about your wife, your husband, to everybody what they did wrong and all this kind of stuff. Eventually, they stop picking up the phone.
ó ṣorí kìlì gbà bíi brazil aṣẹ́wó ó wá sórí láì mi ó sọ̀sọ̀kúsọ já dànù jẹ́ rapture wèrè dànù where you dey rapture dànù kúrò lórí live mi òpó nóòṣì.
They stopped picking up the phone. They were trying at first. They're like your friend, and they cry on their shoulder. But after a while, they start avoiding you. They say, they might not even say it out loud. They really want to help, but they're tired. They look at the phone, it rings. They say, it's about to start again.
Let the poor
breathe. Okay, I'm done, guys. Hopefully, you got some lessons out of Regina Daniel and Ned Nwoko. Well, I hope that was good. I hope you walk away with something. I hope it provoked you to actually think about you are great. You are a great individual entity. People want to be a part of your life. They want to be a part of your story, but they're struggling because you're not doing well for yourself. Refocus all that energy back on yourself. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Have a great weekend. We'll talk soon. Bye now. Peace.
This is Ola, man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and #1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.